All right. So I just got the Gnome pack in the mail. What is the Gnome pack? The Gnome pack is an expansion of sorts for a number of games by Jason Glover. This is how it comes. Separate, no foil pack or anything in this. I was like a little bit disappointed, I guess, but at the same time I realized, well, how would you actually package this? And it's a one-time, plus you're meant to just separate these into their, respective games. So I take it back. I appreciate it. Rather just save the couple bucks than just, have it get thrown away anyway. So what's interesting is they are all broken up by size here. I'm going to bring up the website. I did have it here. I just want to see specifically what we have so I don't, in case I have any questions as to what this exactly has. But it does look like it's going to have cards for Desolate, Dustrunner. Oh, so Desolate I just got. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but I did finally purchase Desolate. Came in the same run as this. So if you're not familiar, this order or this product is from the Game Crafter. So is Desolate, and probably the only downside is the shipping and handling is relatively high. So if you're like me, typically when I place an order with Game Crafter, I go ahead and buy as much as I can. So I went ahead and purchased Desolate. So we're gonna have some expansions for Desolate, Dustrunner, Gate and Gates, which I have, Iron Helm. Of course, there's actually quite a few Iron Helm cards. I'm excited about that. Quite a few Iron Helm cards. Helm and Tin Realm, which of course I have those as well. And Stonefire and more. I do not have Stonefire. I think that's one of the, I think that may have been his original game. I'm not sure specifically. I don't have that one. And then it also comes with the Dungeon Oracle, which was one of the things I was most excited about because it's, I have a strange affinity for, I guess, Oracle decks and dungeon decks. Things of this nature, decks of dungeon, things like this that are that play that Oracle role or that GM or DM role within a game that you're playing. So I thought this was going to be pretty cool. So we'll go through that, and I think that's the last thing on the list here. So let me just go ahead and decide which one of the first ones here that I'm going to open. I say we just go from, let's just go from biggest to smallest. How about that? So I'm gonna move these out of the way. Awesome, okay. So I imagine this is gonna be mixed, yep. So we have all of them, obviously, by the size. They're not sorted by the particular game. So we should probably do that first. So I'm going to zoom out. These would be Iron Helm cards. This would be Desolate. I'm not sure, actually. I think this is Iron Helm. Iron Helm. Iron Helm. That's the Stonefire game. Icons, health, items, rations. What are these from? Okay, so this is Iron Helm. Has character card on the back. Let me bring the website back up. What are these cards? Which ones are these for? There are lots of new stuff in this pack, including 6 tracker cards that you can use to track your stats. Instead of using the tokens, 7 cubes are included. Also, you will finally be able to create your own hero using these double-sided race cards, race/class cards, and 6 star sign cards. There are an insane 672 combinations to explore. Interesting. Okay, so these... Oh, I understand. So these are classes. This is for Iron Helm, but they have an associated class on the back for them. So that's pretty cool. So this is like a kind of a new way to play. And these are the tracking cards. Okay, so you can use this instead of tokens and cubes. So that's kind of cool. So I wonder how this is going to work with the mat. I would imagine, hopefully this works in conjunction with the mat and fits properly here. But let's look at this art real quick. The art's always really good on these icons. Energy. Encumbrance here. That's cool. I like that. All right. Okay. And then it looks like just a normal character card. His name, let me zoom in here, is, how do you say this? Onrok? Onrok. That's really hard to say. Trappings are a mace, and his skill is divinity. And he's pretty bulky. He's got 15 health, 11 energy. He can carry 10. He comes with 1 food and 3 gold. So he seems like a pretty good character, and he uses bronze. That's cool. All right. What else we got for Desolate here? So we got 2 items for Desolate, and I'm going to not know much about this at all, seeing that I've not played Desolate yet, but Knuckles. Whenever you are attacking with your bare hands, you deal 2 damage instead of 1. Okay. So probably similar to the rest of these. There's a energy variable here, and when you're low, you can use hit for 2 instead of 1. BFG. Discard 1 power cell to activate the BFG. Once activated, whenever you roll a 5 or 6 in combat, it auto kills the alien. That's cool. BFG. That is a... What is that? Doom? Kind of a reference to Doom. I won't say what it stands for. I think we all know. All right, next we are going to open this. I think this is the Dungeon Oracle deck. This, I think, is almost worth its own. Let's see. All right, once again, let's separate these. So we got the Dungeon deck. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. I'm going to keep calling it the Dungeon deck. Helm, Tin Realm. Sorry, I don't have the desktop for you to see here. The Dungeon Oracle. Okay, so it's called the Dungeon Oracle. I'll need to remember that. Dungeon Oracle, Dustrunner. This is Tin Helm. Oh, okay, cool. It's got an actual... Man, I wish I would have seen this first now. This actually goes over the promo pack itself. Well, I'll read that here in a second. Let's get these separated. So we got another car for Dustrunner. Let me slide this over so I can see it. It's got 5 and 3. Fuel, 2 slots for fuel, 6 for ammo. Looks like we got the druid. All right, I'll go through all of these. Let me just separate them really quick. Get the car. Gotta look at the car. That's cool. All right. Oh, we get an extra. What is this? All right. We'll have to read about that in a moment. Tin Helm Charming Rats. I have this already. Huh. Charming Rats card you choose. Interesting. Okay. All right. The Oracle. This goes for Dustrunner. All right. Let me just read this. All right. This says promo pack number 1. Included in this pack are the Knuckles and the BFG item cards from previous releases. Also included are 8 all new cards forming the Danger deck. Whenever you draw an alien as the second card, you can now draw from the deck to make an alien more difficult. Let's see, for Dustrunner, we've got included in this pack are 3 vehicle cards from previous releases. You will also find 2 new exploration cards that also may add you may add to the deck. 2 new modification cards that you may also add to play, and a new double-sided tracker card that can be used to increase the difficulty of play. Okay, so that's what this is for. So this is to increase the difficulty here. All right, on the back, what do we have for Gate and Gates? Included in this pack are 7 all-new cards for Gates, including 2 new Citizen cards, 1 new Starting card, good, a new Hero card, and 3 new Enemy cards. Cool, that'll make that game harder and longer. No pun. All right, Iron Helm. Included in this pack is the previously released Onrok character card. Also included is an all-new character creation system. Here's our answer. Made up of 8 double-sided race/class cards and 6 double-sided star sign cards. To create a character, first choose a race. Once you have done that, you flip the remaining race cards to their class side, then pick a class. Your race will determine your base health, energy, encumbrance, and a unique race ability. Your class will add bonuses to your starting health and energy while also setting your starting gold and food. Your class will also allow you to pick 1 skill to start with from a list. Lastly, you must pick your star sign. Simply pick one of the available 12 signs. Your star sign will set your skill proficiency, adjust your starting morality, and give you a choice for a starting trapping. Okay, adjust your star and give you an choice. Interesting. Okay, so that's cool. So that's everything for that. I'm going to open up the last pack here in a sec, but I do want to go ahead and finish looking through these. And some of these I do already have because, again, when you do purchase some of these games, you'll get 1 or 2 of these expansion cards. So like this Charming Dark Rats card, I already have. I couldn't tell you which. Actually, I think it may have came in Dustrunner, but this was an extra card. So I'm going to have some duplicates. So maybe I'll end up giving those away. I'm not sure. But so from 10 Helm. Nice. I think I have all of these except for the construct. But let's just go over these really quick. This is pretty good. The art on here is awesome. So we now have Catfolk, 8 health, 8 energy, 2 starting food. Catfolk may spend 3 favor to skip a room in the dungeon. When they do this, they gain 1 energy. Oh, that's cool. They gain energy when they do it. That might be worth doing. Okay. And his back or associated class is an adventurer. So you've never been able to stay in one place. Tell them to find them all. All right. There's a lot of verbiage. I'm not going to read all of these here, but let's look through each of them really quick. So Catfolk, Half Orc, Swine Folk. Nice. You get to actually be the pigman. I got to read this one. When the swine folk eat food, they gain both health and energy instead of cooking, or instead of choosing. That's funny. It would have been funny also if you had some way of interacting with like a pigman of some kind, or there was some kind of callback to it. But I'm glad he finally added this as a race, because he always adds the pigman to his games. We have Half Folk here. 7, 8, and 2. Half Folk start with their adventure with the ring loot card. I wonder what that is a reference to. And our last one is the construct. Looks like a Frankenstein zombie guy. Constructs reduce damage from attacks by 1, but they may not rest at the campsite. They may spend 3 favor to add 2 damage to an attack before they're rolling dice. Interesting. Okay, so there's those. Flip them over. We have the Seer, Dagger and Crystal, Skullkeeper, the Brute. We have a Druid, the adventurer. I like how the classes and the races are not necessarily traditional. I mean, we do have something like a half folk, right? But it's not a halfling or hobbit. Not that he would likely be able to use a lot of those directly. But I appreciate there's things, you know, like the pig folk or cat folk. They are, it's just reusing the same tropes from every single game. There's an attempt to be unique, and I appreciate that. All right, the last thing is those cards, but I do want to look here really quick because we do have 2 full cards here for Dustrunner. So though, looks like for this you get 6, 2, and 9 health. If we flip this over, we get 8, 4, and 11. That's dang, okay. This would be easy mode right here. This is like, look at that. Very high stats. All right. So that's cool. We'll get to play that. And lastly, this is cool. So this is the, I think the most unique portion of this. I don't think you can buy this outright. This is what comes with the Gnome pack. So the one probably exclusive thing in here, I believe. I don't know that you can purchase this separately. It'd probably be pretty cheap if they did. There's not too many cards here. But let's read what this actually does or is. Oh, well, let me finish reading this. I guess this is a continuation of this here. So I must have missed that. They're not numbered, but it says, Iron Helm continued. Also included for Iron Helm are 6 stat trackers and cubes you can use to track your stats during play. Okay, I do have those. Let's see what those cubes are. Here they go. So that's cool. What's kind of funny is, guess what I also purchased in this is a bunch of cubes for this exact purpose. I guess I didn't pay enough attention that it came with it. That it was going to come with some cubes like this for general tracking purposes in multiple games. But as a note, if you do order stuff on Game Crafter, you can purchase game pieces really cheap. I think these were like 10 to 15 cents each. So I just got I got a few of each different color, just in some general colors used for tracking purposes. And I intentionally got this smaller size, and I'm kind of happy this worked out. So now I have both sizes. I think they have 4 total that you can purchase, but super cheap. And another one of those things, if you're going to order from Game Crafter, you're trying to get as much stuff as you at once in one order. This is something worth adding on. Since I'm on that topic, I don't want to go off topic too much, but I got a few other things that are more game pieces that may be interesting to people who do role playing like this. But all right, so back on track. All right, so we get those tracking cubes. Also for Tin Helm and Tin Realm. Included in this pack are all the previously released promos, including the Catfolk, Half Orc, the Grotto, the Lost Tomb, the Charm / Cutlass, and the Charm Rats card. New additions include the Race and Class card, Construct Seeker, the Swinefolk Brute, and the Crystal and Bracers Trapping card. So we haven't gotten to those just yet. We will in a moment. You also get 2 new dungeon cards for Tin Helm and 1 new exploration card for Tin Realm. Really? I wonder how that works. Exploration card. When playing Tin Realm with the new Deadfield card, your exploration deck will have an odd number of cards. Yeah, that's why I paused. I'm confused. You simply discard the final single card of the exploration deck when you get to it at the end of the round. Okay. That's an interesting choice. Okay. I thought maybe he would have added 2 to it or something like that, but that's a cool idea. All right. Last. I keep saying we're going to look at that dungeon deck. I know, I want to look at it, but let me just finish this. Okay. This is a fat stack with this one. Okay. All right, let's separate these. These are those, what do they call them? The star cards of the affiliation for the character creation. So we have Dustrunner, we have Tin Realm. Yeah, Tin Realm, Gates, Dustrunner. Wait, what is this? Desolate? Yeah, Desolate. Put this up here. I will put these down here. We've got Gates. Let's see if I can get this centered a little better here. What else? More Dustrunner. We got another Gates card. Another Tin Helm. More Desolate. 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 Oops. This is Gates, right? Yeah, Gates. Gates goes here. Tin Helm. Village Criers is Gates. This would be Tin Realm. Sorry, Tin Helm. Tin Helm. I don't even remember which way I had these. Tin Helm. Another Gates. Tin and Desolate and Desolate. Wow, that was a lot. Okay. Real quick. Again, I don't know much about Desolate. I've not even opened it yet, but we've got everything now, so we're set. Add 2 damage. I don't even know what these are called, so forgive me. But these are for Desolate, so I'll set those aside. Dustrunner. Nice. We have too many of these. I keep wanting to read them. Too many of them, too many. We got Charm and the Cutlass. What are these? The Grotto and the Lost Tomb. That's cool. We got a Crystal. You may spend 3 favor to avoid a trap or 4 favor to avoid combat. Geez, that's a lot of favor. That's expensive. Bracers, maybe blocking it. All right, I can't keep reading these. All right, we got a few more dungeon cards because I think there was 4 total, right? So Endless Pit, Grotto, and the Lost Tomb. That's cool. I know I keep saying that. I'm pretty repetitive here. So we just got 1. This is what it was saying. You just discard this. Oh, how nice that it was. Yay, 2 skulls. Thanks, Jason. It's a nice evil card here. We get 1 new starter. No, this isn't the starter. Whoops, where'd he go? Here we go. Here's the starter. So we get 1 new starter for Gates, the Drunkard. He's pretty useless. Okay, attacks once. +1 damage in combat as long as the tavern is standing, of course. So he's a drunken brawler. I like that. So, okay, so he's kind of a one-time. As long as you've got the tavern, he does 2 damage essentially there. That's cool. Village Crier. You may discard this card from one hand and draw a new one. And we got 1 hero card here. I think they're called hero cards. I forget. You may trash up to 2 cards in hand or in discard. You may 2 cards in hand or in discard. Oh, interesting. And the Architect. 2. She's got 1, 2, 1, and 1. +1 when repairing, as long as the mill is standing. Okay, that's cool. Let's see what these enemies are. We got 3 new enemies for Gates. We got a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. So let's see. The level 1 is the Bone Crawler. Number 2 is the Swine Witch. That is creepy. During this round, your card is revealed. Drop 1 less card. Ouch. Level 3. Oh, that looks like... Doesn't it? Kind of looks like a Cthulhu or a Mind Flayer, maybe like a Mind Flayer skull. A Gloom Skull. When this card is revealed, you must trash the top card in your draw pile. Ouch. So those are unfortunate, but awesome. Cool. Finally, let's look at this. The dungeon deck. Let me get these out of the way. These are great and all. I'm excited, but this is really what I want to look at. So I believe there's a card that explains this one. Was it on the back? Was it on the back of this one? Yes, it was. Okay. So, Oracle. Included in this pack is a handy Oracle made up of 6 double-sided cards. You can use these cards for all sorts of creative pursuits. You can answer a yes or no question or find results of rolling a 6-sided die. More importantly, you can build a map or create a narrative story. There is no real wrong way to use this deck, and hopefully it can spark some creativity for you. All right, so let's see what they are. So we've got plot actions at the top. Come on, focus for me. There we go. So retrieve. We've got a dice result in the top left. Yes or no answer on the top right. So we've got a creature or item and place on the side. Potential encounters in the bottom. And a map builder. I thought that was really cool that these also have map cards at the bottom. So there's a lot. Obviously, I'm just thinking all the different ways this could be used for solo role playing or even just group role playing. So we have some descriptions on the side, on the left side, and that's the final piece there. All right, so let's take a look at these. Can I zoom in anymore? Nope. Oh, I can. Let's go as far as we can. How about that? Make this a little easier. All right. Convince, retrieve, inspect, ruin, kill, capture, track. And they're double-sided. Journey. Spider, orb, forest. Plagued, large, hidden. Mistress. So I like that they have the icons here from the other games. So here's the campfire icon. This is just, general baddie icon, bad guy, enemy. Got a book. The dungeons here, pretty neat. Fairly standard. Looks like they all have multiple entrances and exits, which is cool. It looks like it's not described directly, but I do like that each one of them has a unique picture here that you could use as a narrative or some type of, thought trigger. That's really cool. Look at that. It's like a skull cave kind of thing. Okay. So yes, no, yes, no. I imagine each side's, yeah. Yes on one side, no on the other. I think for every single time that would make sense. That we get 50-50. Cool. Awesome. Well, that's everything that I really wanted to go over that I got with the Game Crafter order. Well, I did get a few other things, as I mentioned, like Desolate, but I didn't want to really have to squeeze all that into a single video. I think this was enough just to go over the Gnome pack. This was just released recently. So if you have any of Jason Glover's games, or you plan to purchase some of them in the future, but you want something maybe like this or some of the other cards you saw here, I think this pack was around $15, which is quite a bit of physical content when you look at just how much you get in this one pack. It is quite a few cards. So if you've got them, you might as well at least put this on your wish list for when you, like I said, maybe place that large order for stuff like this. So that's everything I wanted to cover today. So hopefully this was informative, and I look forward to the next one. Talk to you later.